Thanks for joining us today for BRMC's Healthy Connections with our special guest, Bobby Brown. Bobby, welcome.
Thank you, Donna. I'm so glad to be here.
I'm so glad you're here. Tell us, what does a physician recruiter, how do you become one?
There are lots of ways. What it takes to be a physician recruiter is a lot of skills to work with people, organizational skills, communication skills, public relations skills. So anyone who has those kind of backgrounds is really well suited to it. There is a certification that you can get, which I have gotten for being a staff physician recruiter, and it was a week-long immersion boot camp that was everything from the legal aspects to the clinical side of it and how many medical specialties there are and all those different things. And then at the end of that, you sit through a proctored test and talk about test anxiety. In the next room, when I took this exam, were folks taking the LSAT. So it's kind of that level. But when you do that, then you can become a certified physician recruiter.
And then your job description now, how do you go about bringing the wonderful physicians that you've brought to the area?
You know, there's a lot of different ways that we do that, and luckily I have the privilege to recruit physicians for our whole medical community, not just for the hospital, but for all of the practices that have expressed need. We use a number of different sources, from online databases, job boards. I travel a lot. I go to career fairs that are primarily targeting those in training, residents and fellows, which means that after medical school they go through a 3 to 7 year residency and then perhaps a fellowship on top of that if they're going to do a subspecialty. So I go to these career fairs that are targeted to those physicians and just do a lot of one-on-one and get contact information, stay in contact with them. If we feel that that's a good fit for what our needs are, invite them for a site visit to come and see Mountain Home, see Baxter Regional, and that. We do a lot of things across the state with the residency programs. We have traveled to other institutions in other states and have a dinner with those that would be interested in coming to Mountain Home. And then on a national level, as I said, we use databases, use a lot of electronic communication, a lot of phone calls, a lot of networking. So it's a number of different things that we do.
Where have you gone recently?
Recently, last month I went to Nashville and to Memphis. This month I'm scheduled for St. Louis and Birmingham.
Oh my goodness, you're a busy gal.
Yes.
Out and about doesn't quite cover it.
And October is Kansas City and Oklahoma City.
Wow.
Yes. Wow. Yeah, so it's very interesting.
Well, you have certainly brought in some wonderful physicians.
We have found some great ones. We really have. They've been just not only the top of their class for their clinical abilities, but such good people that bring a wealth of their caring, their compassion, their clinical skills to take care of our patients here.
So they're bringing all of that brand new, most current data, most current technology, most current techniques right with them.
Right, right. And you know what's so great too about our current medical staff is that for many of them, regardless of how many years they've been in practice, they stay on top of the latest news, the latest technology, the latest skills, and are always, it appears to me, to be so excited about, learning the new things to be able to, again, provide that care to our patients.
I've seen that, I know, with what we call CPOE.
Yes.
And with it's for the physicians in a layman's terms to be able to do their orders in the computer.
Right.
And and that's a huge learning curve for many of our physicians that have always been used to writing, handwriting. But of course, the obvious with the electronic is there's no misspelling or not being able to read something that really reduces the error.
Exactly.
And so many of our physicians have just stepped right up to the plate and gone through a very lengthy training process to be able to do this. This is not something that you do in an afternoon.
Right,
so,
right, exactly.
I was real happy to see that because that is the way of the world, and that is where we're going. And government even requires that we have electronic medical records as part of our system. So it's great to see everybody get on board and learning all these new techniques. So,
exactly, exactly.
But the younger folks, I would imagine, come with those skill sets.
They do. We have a number of folks that come on board that have never used a paper chart. All of their training has been electronic.
So they really are a little bit ahead of the curve. So.
Right, and that piece of it, yes, yes.
But who are some of the physicians? Can you think of some that you've brought in?
Sure, this summer we have had 4 new physicians join our medical staff. We had Dr. Joanna Twombly, who is an OB-GYN and certified in Da Vinci, which was a new technology that we brought in last fall.
Right.
We have Dr. Brad Schultz, who joined our emergency medicine department. We have Dr. Melissa Durst-Roberts, who joined our hospitalist group. And a hospitalist is a physician that sees patients in the hospital. They don't have any clinic hours. And then we have Dr. Michael Adkins, who is an internal medicine pediatrician. He did 2 residencies at once.
Oh my.
Yes, yes, and he has joined the Burnett Lincoln Payton Clinic, excuse me, in family practice, or their family practice, and he is providing internal medicine and pediatrics care.
Which we need. I mean, we absolutely.
Yes, definitely.
There are so many younger families, and I think that's a big draw. Correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I think that's a lot of why the physicians, that most of them married, have children, come here because of our great school systems.
Absolutely.
Clean, fresh air,
Absolutely.
low crime rate. They can actually have hours so that they can spend quality time with their families, where they might not get that in a larger, big city setting. Spending time just driving to and from.
Exactly. Where they're required to perhaps, take call it at 3 or 4 or even 6 different hospitals. Here, we have one hospital that they will provide coverage for. And also, I mean, I think that Mountain Home is such a family-friendly community, and that's definitely a big draw for us, in addition to 2 lakes and 3 rivers and, 4 beautiful seasons.
Right. We've really got it all here. I'm thinking as far as the population goes, we have our wonderful seniors that are here, that retire here, but I know every time they're building, it seems like they're building another school, because we've got the younger people and the jobs that will keep them here. So that it's just a wonderful growing area.
It is. So it absolutely is, yes.
Well, let's see, and I'm thinking further back. Let's see, can you remember any of last year's physicians? Last year
we brought on 9 new physicians. And they were such a great mix from, primary care through the subspecialties with, we have, let me think if I can remember all of their names. There is Dr. Martin and Dr. Matthews, who are a married couple, and she is pulmonology and he is nephrology.
Right.
Dr. Russ Rawls, who is orthopedics.
In with Dr. Knox.
Dr. Knox, Dr. Billy Biswanger is emergency medicine, and his wife, Dr. Brooke Brander, is oncology. She has joined Dr. Bruce White's group. We have Dr. Scott Ezell, who is in family medicine with North Central Arkansas Medical Associates. We have Dr. Dan Decker, who is a urologist, and he is in with Dr. Lindsay, and he also has been very active in the Da Vinci robotic surgery. We also have Dr. Chung Nichols, who is anesthesiology, and we have, who am I leaving off?
We'll come back to that. Yeah, we'll come back to that, because you did a marvelous job right there. Oh, yeah, okay. And they've been here just long enough, all the names that you mentioned, that I've had a chance to meet all of the physicians, and it's just wonderful. It seems like they're just like the shoe that fits comfortably.
Exactly. Right. They've just been, incredible additions to our community and to our medical staff.
Well, let's continue on. We need to take a short break. We'll be right back. Don't go away. We want to learn more about physician recruiting for the Baxter County area. Be right back.